Man, Gilbert, Arizona is kicking some serious butt. I am telling you, the sleepy little housing town that once was is no longer. With 275,000 people that are living there and still massive amounts of land that's undeveloped. There is so much new coming to Gilbert. And if you're thinking about moving to the Gilbert area, you're going to want to watch this video because we're going to cover all the new stuff on top of the highlights of what Gilbert, Arizona makes an amazing place to call home. So one of the newest things is the Santan Mountain Casino. Did I say that right? It's actually on the Gila River Indian Reservation. It is at the very south end of Gilbert, right at where Chandler and Gilbert meet. Now, Chandler seems like a city that might do this. Gilbert was like, yeah, let's bring it on. And they did. Sure enough, in the summer of 2023, this opened up and it stands to be a hot spot. And I think we are going to continue to see more entertainment and activity things in the town of Gilbert, which is very surprising, again, being that it was once a sleepish housing, rural, mostly Mormon community. It has changed into this massive young families, young professionals, singles are now calling Gilbert their home. It is absolutely amazing what this town is doing. Another big thing that is coming up, and it's actually been rather controversial, there was an old farmhouse that was right downtown in the Heritage District that was kind of secretly sold to one of the large entertainment companies. And this company owns a bar up in Scottsdale called Bottle Blonde. They are now trying to open up location in the Gilbert area, and it's coming up against huge opposition of the residents in the town of Gilbert. We'll see how that prevails. The mayor and the governor have both kind of stepped in to say, we really can't prevent this company from opening up. Whether or not it's successful when they do open up stands to be seen. As far as other new things, we have some other communities that are being built, but these are mostly rentals. The first one that I want to mention is called The Ranch, and it was just approved, and it is going to be this very big draw for the young millennials, young professionals. I'm telling you, this is just cutting edge. I remember when Agritopia was built in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was definitely on the cutting edge of that time. But today, it's really becoming all about mixed use and walkability and having those high livability scores. The ranch will have not only some great coffee shops and restaurants and nightlifes, but they will also have parks, rental, and also some business suites available. It's going to be a hot spot. Speaking of rentals, I'll tell you, Gilbert predominantly, again, 20 years ago was mostly single family homes, a lot of ranch homes. In fact, some of the top neighborhoods in the entire Southeast Valley, in the tighter greater Phoenix area, call Gilbert home. Some of these communities are like Morrison Ranch, which is totally known for their tree-lined, beautiful grass streets. We also have Power Ranch, one of the first master plan communities that has so many common area amenities. It really set the standards and for what everyone else would mimic. Power Ranch also has a golf course, which so does Seville. Seville was one of the very first communities in the entire greater Phoenix area that had kind of that social club. I shouldn't say South greater Phoenix area because Scottsdale is really known for this. This was the first of its kind in the Southeast Valley, I should say. And Seville has Golf Country Club, massive community clubhouse, driving range, tennis courts, pickleball, private pool, and social club activities. It really, again, just Gilbert kept stepping up and crushing the rest of the Southeast Valley. If you are thinking of mountain views, you have some of that in Power Ranch, some of that in Seville, but Adora Trails really kind of, again, elevating that next level of living in Gilbert. Then we also have water communities. You want for nothing in the town of Gilbert. Both Val Vista Lakes, that was built in the late 90s, that has all kind of basketball courts, so many boating events in the area. I'll tell you, the homeowners in Val Vista Lakes are kind of a city of its own. Layton Lakes is one of the newest ones, and I'm telling you, when they were building Layton Lakes, it was the talk of the town. In fact, it was the first multi-general housing that we saw in the greater Phoenix area. I'm telling you, Gilbert continues to set the bar high. If you are thinking luxury homes, if you are thinking large lots, if you are thinking horse property, I'm telling you, Gilbert has everything. And what's changing with the world today, more people are renting longer. And so there are a lot of apartment complexes that are being built. And I'll be honest with you, there's a little bit of a standoff between homeowners and home renters. So much so that the builders are massively doing apartment complexes. And I'm talking over the top, super innovative, that communal hipster community type of condo type living. Prices are crazy. And the newest thing is called bungalow living. There are a new community. It's called Bungalow on Ray, just got approved. And those are kind of the combo between, I don't want to live in an apartment complex, but I can't afford a single family home yet. And so I want to rent a bungalow or a small single family home of a sort. So in the Phoenix area, we call them build to rent, but this particular community is called Bungalow on Ray. And some of these new apartments and new bungalows, one bedrooms start at $1,900. And some of like the premium top level corner unit, 2 bedrooms, all the way up to $4,000 a month. I don't know, if you ask me, it's a little pricey for rents. As far as renting a home, right now it is cheaper to rent only because interest rates are high. Once they go down in the future, those that didn't buy right now are going to be kicking themselves in the butt. I swear to God. Some of the other things that we have going on in Gilbert are massive employers are moving here. In fact, Northrop Grumman just opened a huge facility. We've done all kinds of relocations for them. Know that we are relocation specialists and we have been approved by Northrop Grumman, but a lot more technology companies are moving out here, and we are going to see a lot more employment in the town of Gilbert. And right now they're starting to build that list up, but you're still close proximity to literally over 1 million jobs if you call Gilbert home. The best part about Gilbert is really Santan Village. Just my personal choice. It is solidly right smack dab in the middle of Gilbert. And not only is it right smack dab in the middle of Gilbert, it's in the middle of the entire Southeast Valley. So I am telling you, this area already is a shopping mecca, a restaurant mecca, entertainment mecca, freeway central exit. I'm telling you, if you are within 10 minutes of Santan Village, I pretty much guarantee you're not going to be leaving the entire Southeast Valley. You'll want for nothing. Everything from golf to resort to shopping to high-end dining to local taco places. I am telling you, everything you need is right in Santan Village. And there's a lot of the rentals in that area as well. We are also going to be seeing a lot more of kind of mixed use continue to build in different parts of Gilbert. So we're going to see, we already have the Heritage District in downtown Gilbert that has so much country bar, has amazing restaurants, wine bar, breweries, farmers markets on the weekend. We also just recently at the city council, actually, it's not a city council, it's town council, right now is in the process of approving another mid-rise building called the Burnett Building. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Burnett? I don't know. We'll see if they name it something else. But the first level is going to be restaurants and more of our fun dining experience. Second and third level are going to be businesses. And then there's going to be a rooftop patio. I'm telling you, Gilbert is so innovative and they are creating so much buzz, not super heavy on the employment. And I'll be honest with you, although they rate themselves as having an A+ school system, I wouldn't necessarily say it's A+. I would give it an A, maybe an A-. And the reason I'm saying that is because the public schools are actually B+ rated. And there's a lot of private schools in the Gilbert area. Charter schools, Montessori schools, most of the high school, the upper level, know that they do have the seminaries there for the LDS students. And so just be aware of that, because I think a lot of people that relocate to the Gilbert area, they get kind of shocked when they learn about that. So definitely do your homework on the schools. I don't see a lot of new schools coming in. That was something that started to come in about 20 years ago when Gilbert started to explode. Like I said, right now we're at 275,000 people. Guarantee you within the next couple of years, literally 2 to 3 years, they will be over 300,000. And here's one of the greatest accolades about the town of Gilbert is they are still named as one of the top safest cities, towns in the country. Although their accolade was number 2 in the country a few years back, of course, when you grow from 50,000 to 275, start to happen. Fender benders, dogs barking, a few little petty theft kind of things. It has now dropped down to, I think, number 12 in the country, but it is still very, very safe, very family focused. In fact, one of the newest additions for the family entertainment is going to be the Cactus Surf Park at Gilbert Regional Park. There's been a little bit of delay. They had to kind of figure out how they were going to do the water situation based on the country's drought that we've experienced over the last couple of years. And they did come up with some great water saving ideas. So they are now scheduled to be open in 2025, just a couple years later than they had planned. This is going to be, I mean, seriously, I'm telling you again, Gilbert, setting the bar high, is going to be one of the most amazing surf parks. It's going to have a surf pool, a surf lagoon, kayaking, canoeing, paddleboarding. That's going to be great for the kids. There's going to be a sand beach, and there's going to be a massive water park, all right at Gilbert Regional Park in Gilbert. It is just going to be exploding. There is also going to be massive new shopping centers kind of opening up out towards the northeast part of Gilbert, as well as we're going to see more in partnership where Gilbert meets Mesa and where Gilbert meets Queen Creek. We are already seeing massive explosion, and it all is centered around Gilbert. I'm telling you guys, there's so much going on. Whether you're looking, again, at some of the older communities that are more established, or you're looking for new construction, there are quite a few new home builders out there. If you are looking for new home construction in the town of Gilbert, there are several builders out there, and there's going to be a ton more. So don't haste and pick the wrong one. Right now, there's a couple of builders. Number one is Lennar. Lennar is becoming quite the cookie cutter, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of resale buyers that are turned off by Lennar. So take that into consideration when you're buying any kind of a home on what the resale ability is. Think about this also about the location of the home. I'll tell you, the new construction homes never fails has some of the homes that back to a busy road, and the salesperson will tell you it's not going to be that busy, or that it doesn't really matter. It does. And the really small lots at Lennar, just to let you know, really, really small lots. But you can get into those homes in the low 400s. But here's the thing. You can also get into one of the lake communities in a townhouse in the low 400s. And I'll be honest with you, I think those are going to be more marketable than the Lennar homes that are kind of in the middle of nowhere and just kind of a normal neighborhood. Just again, take into consideration resale. Always plan your exit when you're entering buying a home. We also have KB Homes that is coming up with a brand new community in South Gilbert. And again, KB Homes and another community or another builder called Lancy. Both of these are kind of the first-time home buyer, starter home buyers. So take that into consideration again when you're thinking about resaleability. Tri Point has a beautiful community called Waterston North. Don't be fooled by the base price. You'll see it, yay, at 500 and yay at 600. But especially over at Tri Point, you're going to want to add somewhere between 20 to 25% for the design center selection. You can even look at some of their homes that they have already. They call them spec homes. Although the base price was somewhere around the high 5s, by the time they were done, they were over 7. So just something to consider. And we'd love to have a conversation with you about buying new construction and resale. Look, guys, if you're thinking about moving to the Southeast Valley, you want to call Gilbert home, you need to pick up the phone and give us a call. Relocation specialists, and I know this part of town like the back of my hand. I can't wait to hear from you. Please write your comments below, subscribe to my channel, and we'd love to hear from you when you're ready to make the move to Gilbert, Arizona. All right, guys, take care, be kind, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.